Yo, welcome back to the channel. Today we're reviewing the Logitech MX3 Master. I'm gonna let you guys know my opinion to see if this is a good mouse or is it just very overhyped. Let's get it, man. Now, the MX3 is a mouse that's designed for businesses, content creators, and professionals in mind. People who deal with timelines, Final Cut Pro, Adobe products, Microsoft Word, Excel. Basically, it's a mouse for productivity. It's ergonomically designed for people who work with computers for extended long periods of time. It's supposed to give more comfort, more ease of use with products like Adobe, Final Cut, stuff like I said before. It basically will help you work with their timelines and make it more easy and more fluid for you. And now that Apple has come out with the new Mac Minis with the new M1 chips, people are looking for a lot of accessories to add with the Mac Mini because the Mac Mini is butt naked. It doesn't come with a mouse. It doesn't come with a keyboard. It's basically just a unit. And I was working with Adobe Premiere Pro, which I do still love that as a program, but I wanted to try something different. I wanted to see if Final Cut was actually a better program because the new Mac Mini M1 chips are designed for people who do video editing. And if that could speed up my workflow just a little bit, I'm definitely gonna try out Final Cut. Now, I like to start all my reviews off talking about the price. Now, the MX3 is a little on the high side for a non-gaming mouse, coming in at $99. Now, for a gaming mouse, $99 is a steal, but this is not a gaming mouse. This is just a productivity mouse. Now, I will say with the features that do come with this mouse, I was impressed, but it's a little overpriced and I feel like it's just a little overhyped for what people make this mouse to be. So I did a little research and I Googled the best mouse for video editing. It's pretty much what I'm doing is a lot of video editing and a lot of Photoshop with my thumbnails and stuff. And of course, the MX3 and the MX2 were number 1 and 2. So me personally, I was like, I have to try these mice out. If so many people are giving this mouse just so much praise, I had to just do a review on it. Now for the build quality, MX3, it's very high quality plastic. Logitech didn't cut any corners when it came to developing and building this mouse at all. It is a perfect design for the shape of the palm, and I can say it is a very comfortable mouse. The mouse comes with a side scrolling thumb wheel. That's a feature on the mouse I personally can say I have never seen before. So just seeing that and knowing that I work with timelines was definitely something I had to try. It has 2 programmable buttons that feel very responsive when pushed in. It had 0 to no latency whenever I was actually doing an input or trying to use these buttons for whatever I was using them for. It has a shift mode button and a gesture button that I'll explain a little bit later, which both of these do. Now, when I put my gaming mouse side by side by the MX3, you could definitely tell that this MX3 is a lot bigger than most of these mice. Now, like I said, it's built for the ergonomics of people who actually use timelines and people who are working on computers all day. So the size is definitely a big difference, especially for a woman with small hands. This is a heavy mouse. It's not a mouse that she's gonna easily pick up or be comfortable with, or a man who has very small hands. It's not a mouse that you are gonna enjoy using because it is a very heavy and big mouse. Now, don't let that deter you from getting this mouse if you do have small hands. I'm just giving you a heads up that it is a very big mouse and you might have troubles gripping it and you might feel uncomfortable using the mouse. Now, for having such a nice build quality and feeling so premium for a mouse, the features is where this mouse becomes kind of gimmicky and it's not the best for me. The MX3 has a mag speed scroll wheel that is very unique and it's something I've never seen on a mouse before. It switches from line by line scrolling to free spinning the faster you spin the scroll wheel. I personally thought mine was broke when I started spinning it and it just kept spinning, but then I actually did some more research on it and it's actually a feature that comes with it. This is one of the things where I said the MX3 has great features and it also has some very gimmicky ones too. But then you go to the feature, the side scrolling thumb wheel, and you just notice this is not very precise at all. When I was actually using it on Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere, I couldn't get actually where I wanted it to be at anyway. It's easier for me to actually use the mouse and just click and drag to where I wanted to go to. It was a whole lot quicker than trying to teach myself to use a scroll wheel on the side. It's not really that precise anyway. Now, most mics actually come with a mode shift button, but this one is special. When you click on it, it actually has a haptic feedback that lets you know when you're switching in between the ratchet mode and the free spinner mode. And it feels just very premium and lets you know that you actually switched over. So that was a great feature that I really love about this. And I think most mice that are more premium and high end should add this feature into. Now, when it comes to the gesture button, on paper, this idea is very dope, but when it actually comes to implementing it into your workflow, it's stupid. The gesture button, you have to click it down with your left thumb because that's where it's located, right where your left thumb is, which is perfectly good when it comes to ergonomics. But to actually engage what you're doing with it, you have to click it down and drag the mouse left, right, back, or forward. And it's not just a little drag, it's a far complete drag to get it actually to engage. So using that in a workflow is definitely not something that a lot of people can actually use, because if you're doing something quick on the fly, who has time to press the button and drag it as hard as they can to actually get it engaged? So that's what kind of makes it a gimmick. If they would have shortened up the actual stroke for it, that would have been a very dope feature to add into a mouse. Now, just like any other mouse that can be programmed, it comes with the 2 buttons that you go into the software and you just click on the buttons, scroll through the software, pick what you want. They have presets that come built in, or you can just go to custom keystrokes and add what you want, which is a good feature. But like I said, personally, it's just easier to actually use the mouse and just drag to what you want to do. Now, when it comes to Bluetooth, this mouse is amazing. You can use it for Macs, you can use it for Windows. You can pretty much use it for anything that has to do with Bluetooth. You can even use this for an old laptop that doesn't have Bluetooth because it has a USB receiver to it. And when I say this mouse really had 0 to no input lag at all, it was pretty much just great experience using this mouse when it actually came to Bluetooth. Now, the MX3 is amazing when it comes to battery. It has a rechargeable lithium polymer 500 milliamp battery, which gives you 70 hours off one full charge. Now, of course, I can't test it and say if it actually gives you 70 hours, but from the time that I was using the mouse, I can 110% say I didn't have any issues and the mouse didn't die at all. But a dope feature is if the battery does die, you get 3 hours of usage just off 1 minute of charging, which is amazing. But that's the big difference between the MX2 and the MX3. The MX2 comes with a micro USB cord charging, and the MX3 is USB Type-C charging. So that's the big difference between the two. If anybody has the MX2 and want to know about the MX3, that's the major functionality difference between the two. Now, should you buy the MX3? Me personally, if you already have a good mouse and you can program the buttons, no. But if you don't have a mouse and you're coming into the game and you're trying to get a premium mouse, yes. Me, I actually returned my mouse and went and got an Apple trackpad because, like I said, I'm switching over to Final Cut and it just works more native with Final Cut. Now, I did love the mouse and it was very comfortable, but I want something that's going to work flawlessly with the programs I'm using. So you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe, and catch me out for the next video. Peace.